We're not doing that no more. It is the season finale.
It feels more like New Year's in New York. I'm not gonna kiss you.
I don't want you to. Hey.
That's this is our last episode of the first inaugural ever season of AYC podcast.
It is.
And I have to tell you this. I've been telling people in conversation this. I was doubtful. You came to me with the idea to have a podcast at least 6 months before we started recording it. And I was doubtful. I was hesitant. But I will say this with all confidence and sincerity. I'm glad we did it. I enjoyed doing it. I've heard some great feedback from listeners that they've liked it. So, Carson, shout out to you.
Thanks, dude.
The visionary and then the implicator.
Thanks, bro. It's fun. I love it. It's a good time. It's one of the highlights of the week for me, recording, listening, and getting to be with y'all throughout the week as well. It's a good time. I have fun. Sorry, I'm adjusting levels on this thing. I feel like I'm not very loud, but it's okay. Anyways.
What do we got for the last episode?
But you were a hater in the beginning. That's all I'm saying. You're a hater.
I just apologized. I just put out my
and
heart.
I love
and
you
said,
and appreciate you for
thank
that.
you. That's all I needed.
Okay. And that was the last episode.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite
This
episode?
will be awkward because we did have some special guests. So if you pick one and not the other.
My favorite one is the first one.
Yeah.
Just because it was fun getting to start, I guess. I know it's not a really crazy reason.
Right.
But just seeing how we started. And it was very easy when we started. Even you had said, you're I was really worried that, when we start this, it's going to be weird, just you and I sitting and talking.
Right.
But you did it totally fine the first time. But even now, it's just easy and it's different. And all the guests that have been on, they've said the same thing. I'm just worried that it's going to be weird or I'm going to be weird. And it's all worked out and been a ton of fun.
But they're also right. They're weird.
Just absolutely. 100%.
But people want weird.
But that's the criteria to be a guest. You have to be a complete freak.
Shout out to all of our
Isaiah,
special guest freaks. Thank you so
dude,
much.
He's a wacko.
Hey,
but I love him.
Speaking of weird, I have no purpose or reason for this other than the fact that I was at Goodwill. And one of the aisles I saw these.
What are those?
Posters. Here's the thing. I have no idea what's in here. One of them I can read a little writing. I still don't know what it's going to be, but I can see the word any, A-N-Y. Anyway, I thought it would be funny.
I'm scared
to open these. I have two of them. This has writing on it too.
What does that one say?
No. Okay.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay, but it looks staged. I promise this was not staged. I did not know this when I bought this.
Wait, let's open it. Let's open it.
But can you see what I think it says?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. This is not...
Okay, do you want to do
fake.
yours first? Hey, rock, paper, scissors.
Well, let's do this one.
Okay, you want to open yours first then?
I think so.
Okay, fine. You won the verbal rock, paper, scissors.
You go.
No. You won the first ever verbal rock, paper, scissors.
I just called dibs. I just said I'm going to open it. Okay, so this here we go. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. We'll try to do our best to describe it, but it's a poster you'd hang up on your wall when you're a middle school or something, and it's rolled up so you can't tell what's on it. It looks like there's sand on it. I'm going to unroll it now. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's unrolling.
Yeah, here,
He's unrolling.
Grab that side so we can do it. The first, literally, this is what I was saying. This was not staged. I did not know this. The first word I see is Jesus Christ.
Amen.
This is a Jesus
Lord
poster.
Savior.
We picked a Jesus. Okay.
Whoa, what does it say? That's a lot
of words.
That's a lot of words, guy.
And he shall be called. Oh, it's all the names of Jesus.
Oh, dude. That's one of my favorite worship songs. It's called Names, and they sing a bunch of names of Jesus.
Perfect. You can have this.
Advocate. Aw.
This one's yours.
It is?
Yep, there you go.
Was it a gift?
Yep, that's for you.
Well, I got you a gift.
This is my
It's
gift.
poster number 2 that you bought.
Let's go, baby.
You bought.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Grab that out of the wrap.
This is a great way to start our
I like
last
this
podcast. Okay.
We turned into an unboxing channel.
I think this one's going to be dope. Look at this word right here.
What? Oh my goodness.
This could be dope.
I take it back. This isn't a gift for you. It's mine.
Let me take a side.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I know
This
what this
is gonna be
is.
cool.
Okay, do it.
Okay, ready?
This way so
Towards,
they can see.
towards the camera.
Let's go, Batman Lego.
Oh, that's so
this is
sick.
dope.
That's actually really dope. Oh, it's got a bunch of different Batmans on it.
I'm not even like Batman or
Here, you
Lego
grab
guy.
Grab the top corner.
That's cool.
Now put it to the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Comment your
Dude.
favorite Batman.
We went 2 for 2.
That was great. Hey,
Shout out Goodwill, one of our sponsors.
first person to
Yep, I love that.
first person
To
to come.
share and tag
Oh.
and tag at Alive
Yes.
WSFC.
Yep.
On Instagram, you have to share this podcast.
That's right.
Make sure you tag and hashtag Batman. That's a lot.
Hashtag Batman.
Okay,
First person to do it.
gets.
$25 Dutch Bros gift card.
Oh, I was saying the poster.
And the poster.
What about the Jesus Christ poster? Well, you get the Jesus Christ poster.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
All right. So
That
you
was
have to share the Instagram post about this podcast and on your story, and then hashtag it. What was it? Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
And the first person to do it gets this Lego Batman poster and a $25 Dutch Brothers gift card from.
That was so
AYC.
fun. Why didn't we think of like doing more stuff like this?
I don't know.
But that's season
That's
2.
what season 2's for, bro.
Let's go. We're gonna do that. More season 2. We're gonna do more random.
That is what season 2 is for.
That's what. More random things we find from the store, and we'll give them away.
I like it.
I do too. That's
Picasso.
so cool. Okay, I like it.
Picasso.
I love that. All right, so here's what we thought. Last episode, we kind of were generating a lot of ideas. The purpose of the pod was to recap and reconnect the youth group from the night before, from Sunday night, the week before.
Message.
But this one, we're actually going to go think and talk about what's upcoming.
Yeah.
Because we're really excited for the upcoming youth group on June 26th.
That's right. June 26th.
Tell them.
Can I get a drum roll? Is student takeover.
Student
takeover.
takeover. We have a student leadership team.
We do, and they're the bomb.
And they have been serving a lot of stuff behind the scenes. They actually do a lot of setup and cleanup and a lot of work, while in exchange getting some really cool leadership development from.
Yeah.
It's led by Preston and Anna Rivera. They're doing a really good job with a group of the students. And June 26th is their night. They're going to be running youth group. They're doing everything from check-in, setup, security, preaching, worship, and all that. And we're there to just kind of serve them. And
Yeah.
I love that.
We're there to just be helping hands while they direct. And
Yeah, I know a little bit of the details of that night as far
dude,
as
I don't, and I'm not terrified, but I'm terrified just because this is the first time in like almost a year that I'm not planning worship.
Are
for
you
youth
a
group.
control? Like, I don't want to call you a control freak, but are you like a guy who likes to be in control?
No, I get really used to like my schedule, and that sounds strange because I don't really have one.
Yeah, so you're the most
But like,
sporadic guy I know.
yeah, I'm very impulsive, and it affects me in a lot
Dude,
of
that's
ways,
a sick
including my
name.
bank account.
That'd be cool for a podcast. Nah, it's stupid impulsive. Never mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't like that. But like, so every week, like, one of the first things I have to figure out
Get to.
is obviously like what I'm doing for worship, and I'm always late with it. I always text the team way too late, and I apologize. And I'm trying to get better.
You're doing better.
Thanks, dude.
But so
Jinx.
you're not a control freak. I think you just like to be in the know and
Yes, I just like to
sure,
be. I just
totally.
like to be in the circle.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in the middle of the circle or on the outside of the circle, I don't mind.
How do you do when thrown into, well, like this? It's not necessarily the newest of situations, but how do you do when like presented new responsibilities, opportunities, job tasks, like just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, like going into it, and this is relatable for me literally right now because it's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is like figuring out a new job and stuff like that. That I'm trying to like basically be self-employed and do my own thing instead of working for other people. And it's at first it's scary because I'm the person that has to tell myself what to do.
Right.
And track my hours. So I have to really be like intentional and really be like, okay, like you have to set aside this amount of time to work today because like I'm not going to a building and typing in an employee number to clock in and like trapped in an actual like routine. So like I have to really focus on like setting that aside. And so starting that is difficult.
Like disciplining yourself to like
really work on something.
This is what I'm going to work. I'm going to put the work in and get the job done.
Yes.
Sure, totally.
Because I always, even when I was in high school and in college, like I was the kind of guy that was like, it's 2 a.m., my paper's due tomorrow at 9 a.m., like at the first bell for class, and it's a 2,000-word essay, and it's 2 a.m., and I'm 200 words in right now.
Yeah.
So, like, but I don't know. I'm also weird. I do not recommend any of you do that. By the way, like, don't be a procrastinator. But for me, sometimes that's like when I do my best work.
Yeah, sure.
But anyways.
So I'm
decent under pressure.
I used to
all that
be like really fearful of new situations or like new environments, and even to a degree, I still have that a little bit. And I don't think it's out of like wanting control. It's just out of preparation. I want to know what to expect. So even for example, like, okay, just a quick story. This last weekend was my wife's birthday, and as we were getting ready for her big 30th birthday, so we wanted to make it special for her. So I got together with a few of 30, flirty, and thriving.
Bless you.
So we planned her. I got text message group with some of her friends, a couple friends, and there's the 3 sets of couples, so 6 of us. But I didn't add Chelsea, obviously, because it was a surprise for her. Yeah. And we planned this whole awesome weekend of like we're gonna get a house at the coast, and all of us had like we're gonna leave the kids with the grandma or babysitters or whatever. So it was just like just the 6 of us, all planned out. It was just like so awesome to be a surprise for my wife Chelsea.
That's cool. How was it?
It was great, except for it wasn't a surprise because your boy blew it.
You?
Yeah, here's the thing about me. Like I'm not a good liar. I can't lie. It's both out of like my inability to be an actor, like acting, and maybe just like a conscience. I just can't. I'm like, you know.
For as long as I've known you, you've been an absolute Oscar-winning performer, except when you fib.
That's what I'm saying.
And I just made that up on the spot, but
that was good. So basically, what happened was, I told my wife that what was happening. It just kind of came out. It came out. And so then I told the group that we were in our text message, like, sorry, guys, I blew it. I told her. They then removed me from the text message group, and they took over planning. So it was my idea to get the house and do all this with my wife, bring them. They then removed me, and they planned the rest of the
because
weekend
you spoiled the trip
without me. So going into this weekend, I actually knew nothing. I just knew my job was to show up at the house at 6 o'clock, I didn't like. I like to know like, well, what do I need to bring? Are we gonna hike? Like hiking shoes?
Yeah,
like,
you were terrified.
Like what's the weather? And luckily, I was told bring your golf clubs. So the guys went golfing and the girls did pedicure and stuff. So like all that to say, I like to know what to expect. I like to, and just a side note, I would do that weekend all over again actually, and I would blow the surprise because it worked out amazing. That's cool. I got the credit for the idea without the responsibility of the
planning
implementation. Yeah, it was
wow. That's a dream.
So all that to say though, I do believe I grow the most though when thrown into new environments and new and out of that I've tried to create that environment for our leadership team, whether that's student leaders or what we call like our adult leaders, and give opportunity even when maybe people don't feel quite ready or prepared to quote unquote lead. I think when you step into like uncomfortability, it kind of stretches you. Because if you're comfortable doing stuff all the time, you're never going to necessarily learn something new, because if you don't learn something new, you're not putting yourself in a now he's taking a selfie of us. Sorry, and it distracted me. You're not putting yourself in a new environment to learn something, or an environment that might make you uncomfortable to grow you, to stretch you. So yeah, like you just gotta sometimes be thrown into an environment where you've got to swim, but also
and just keep swimming.
But also, and I would put you, you're kind of a hybrid of this because you are still, for lack of better terminology, I'm the youth pastor of this youth church. So it's been my assignment given to me from our senior pastor. That's my assignment. I also feel like, the call from the Lord to be here at this church in the youth ministry, to shepherd and oversee those that would want to serve and lead here.
Right.
But then you are like under me, like you're serving with me, and
right.
But then you're also doing that as you create teams for worship team, and you're leading them and everything. And I think one of the
parking
things
team
parking team.
Shout out the guys.
The goal for a live youth church was to eventually have valet parking.
That's right.
I would say this though, that
for all the parents,
that we can throw, for lack of a better term, like young leaders into new environments where they've never led or served before, and they're gonna grow, but we still have to have a covering over them. So So I would think of it this way: like right when I graduated high school, I was a lifeguard.
Nice.
And TBH, I wasn't a great swimmer.
Heyo.
Case in point, they assigned me my first shift. I was the lifeguard of the swim team. So they were like, why don't you watch the people who are competitively swimming?
Yeah, watch the varsity swim team. Make sure they know what they're doing.
But
that's funny.
My first save ever was a young gal on the swim team.
Oh.
And by young, I mean she was first, second grade or something like that, right?
Oh, my goodness.
They threw her in the deep end. Like, let's go, start swimming.
What?
And she was near the wall, but she was under, and she started going under, and I remember this vividly. Her eyes were open as she went under. She never closed her eyes, so you could see her eyes open. And as she reached for the wall, the swiping towards the wall was actually a paddling motion that took her farther away from the wall and deeper under the water.
Oh, my gosh.
And I saw her, and so I jumped in, just lifted her out of the water, and she was good. And I look at that as like kind of what we're doing. I think sometimes we do need to throw people into an environment or scenario that maybe they're not quite ready yet. Right. But let's throw them in there and let's see if they can succeed. Let's see how they do, and then
be on the sideline to help out
the covering.
Yeah.
But where this analogy and story kind of breaks down is the fact that she didn't have any training.
Yeah.
She probably should have done some swim lessons, some paddling, and so
she doesn't have Preston and Anna teaching them how to swim.
And that's what's going to happen with this student takeover now.
Right. Exactly.
They're not coming in. I was just with Preston and Anna, and they're making they're getting so organized. They already know their teams of what student is doing what.
That's crazy.
And
that's
they're
so
breaking
far ahead
down.
Already.
Yeah, they're breaking down okay, do they have? We'll just use worship for example.
Yeah.
Did they think about lyrics? So they're making sure. Well, do they have personal lyrics? Do they know how to put
the lyrics into the computer?
Yes, exactly. So
nice. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. They're going really far ahead. Totally. That's impressive.
So as long as I've been here, so actually, this upcoming Sunday is June 12th. June 12th of 2010 was my first day as a youth pastor here. So it's my 12-year work anniversary. And
what?
I have felt,
this Sunday youth group will be your 12-year youth pastor anniversary.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's super cool. It is really awesome. I've had some of our best leaders right now. Yeah. I had as sixth grade students.
12 years ago.
Yeah. Well, not 12 because that would mean they had to. But you know what I mean? Because you get 7 grades. So we cover 7th grades. 3 of them middle school, 4 of high school. And then, they did some college and whatever, and they're here serving. And
some of the leaders here are some of your students from the first years of you youth pastoring.
We'll just use a common name like we've been talking about, Preston and Anna.
Yeah.
Or we could talk about Hayden and Ashley.
Right.
These are people that we've had.
Daniel,
Fred, Augustine, all these people. And
that's awesome.
The things they're doing now, obviously they weren't doing as 6th graders.
Right.
But I really felt when I started this role that God was calling me to equip, prepare, and give young people opportunity to lead. And that's what I love right now with Andrew Barry, our worship leader. Mm-hmm. It's not uncommon almost every Sunday to have a high schooler up on the stage Sunday morning leading adults in worship,
It's awesome.
And recognizing where God's gifted and talented and given gifts and talents to people and called them. And then our responsibility is to then, okay, let's help them develop that and grow in that. So
let's teach you how to steward that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I love that our worship pastor is giving the opportunities to, high schoolers and stuff like that, like younger generation, because it's not necessarily a very common thing to have.
Well, that's not to interrupt, but when did you start drumming for your church?
Well, that's true, but I was the only one.
Okay, sure.
So I was the only one on. So I started drumming at my what used to be my home church in Kaiser, and I started drumming at like 14, 15.
Yeah.
But the person that was closest to my age was almost 40.
Yeah, sure.
So, like, there's a giant gap. But we've got people like Daisy and Sawyer and Brooke serving on worship team, like doing all their different roles, like being of one team, of one mind, like of one goal, of one mission. Yeah, like doing calling, everybody doing their thing. And, like, it's just really cool because I know it's a verse that's used a lot in, like, as Christians, but the one where it's like, don't let.
Yeah, especially for youth. Don't let anyone look down upon you because you're young.
Because you're young. Yeah. And then you've got, Andrew, for a worship pastor, like, he's pretty young. He just turned 23.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's super cool.
I agree.
Kind of went like a side rant, but I love it.
That's our church.
And that's what we're literally doing, like, for student takeover.
Yeah. But I would even go, like, give credit to John Phelan and
absolutely
our executive team.
100%.
Like, even when he hired me, I remember my first day.
Yeah, because you're like, how old were you? 24, 25?
I was 12 years ago, so 36 minus 12. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
And I got in, and they took me around, kind of like, crazy. Here's your keys, and this is how you building. They showed me kind of whatever. Like, here's your cubicle, and that's it. And I sat down at my cubicle, little desk.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down. I was like, all right. What am I supposed to do? Like, I just sat there for a few minutes, like, all right, and now youth pastor. I was like, didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how, but John saw something in me and said, like, and then he's not only just, like, said, okay, go, and pointed me, but he's like, he's walked with me. He's given me opportunity. He's let me
super cool.
He's let me preach when I don't deserve it, and, whatever it is. And so, I would say this, though. We don't want to throw, oh, you're young, do anything, and just kind of like pat on the back, because we can go,
right.
We're really cool, we are giving young people opportunity. Scripture says in Acts chapter 4, recognizing some of the apostles, and it says that they were like, wait, how are these guys so knowledgeable and so bold and their faith? And they were saying that we know they don't have any formal training, right? It's like, now, like, they didn't go to college, they don't have any formal training.
Yeah.
But what it does say is that they could tell they had been with Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's where I look. That's where I go. Wow. That's what is a qualifier. Have you been with Jesus? Like, are you with Jesus? And if that's in you, and I'm not saying perfect, but I'm saying, are you pursuing Jesus? That, to me, is the number one leadership criteria. Mm-hmm. Like, if we know that you're trying your best to follow Jesus, you're implementing disciplines that help you grow continually and live faithfully, and allow the Spirit to be seen in and through you. Yeah. You're removing distractions and temptations and things that aren't healthy in your life. Like, if you're doing those things, welcome aboard, because
that's great.
We are willing to do what we feel God has called us
to live life beside you.
Follow me as I follow Jesus.
Yeah,
that's what Scripture says.
That's cool. Well, and like, if any leadership team to ever exist on planet Earth says you have to be perfect to be on our team, then they are not even following their own rule, because that doesn't exist. Number one. So I love that. Your vision and heart is, if you're following Jesus, and follow me while I do the same thing, and we're going to learn and love our community together.
Totally. Yeah.
Which is dope, because no one can be perfect, and we're all just figuring it out together. Yeah. But absolutely. Incredible staff at West Salem Foursquare for just believing in all of us, including myself, like being 21, doing certain things here for the church, like the support that all of us younger leaders and students get from, like, our head pastors and associate pastors, and literally everybody is just, it's insane. It's something that I haven't experienced before in a church until I came here. So it's a great place to be.
And I was just thinking about this. I would love to say, just a piece of advice for maybe a young person who's like, I would love more opportunity to be an influence for the Lord. And specifically, we can only grant influence within what we've been given, which is our leadership of this youth group and church and stuff. And you're like, I would love to do more of that. I think you can humbly ask for that. I don't think there's always like a, I don't know, it almost feels like it's taboo to bring that up. Like, I want to do more. Like, I think you can ask, like, hey, I would love to serve any way I can, and I would love to grow, and you know, and because I know for me, and I can speak for a lot of the people on our leadership team, like, we love that. We love to step aside and watch people thrive and where God's gifted them.
Yeah.
And so if that is you and you're interested in getting more involved and doing more, there's so many opportunities within our church, whether it's in kids ministry, whether it's in tech booth or you know, discipleship, small groups, whatever it is, worship team, all that thing. There's a lot of opportunity, and just come find us, and we'd love to start that process of talking, like, and
that's great,
and all that. So yeah.
And no matter what, like, opportunity or like task is given to you, like, it is all on the same line of importance.
That's good.
So like when I went to college, so a practicum is basically like something, an area you have to serve in order to get credit for school when you go to Bible college. So my practicum was chairs team.
Nice.
And at the start, I was like, I'm going to set up chairs. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the drummer at 14. I'm kidding.
It's pretty. I mean,
no,
really though.
Yeah,
but
sure.
that was my mindset. And
we've all had that mindset.
It wasn't healthy, and I was carrying an ego that I didn't need to be carrying.
Sure.
And at the start of it, I was like, I don't want to do this.
Sure.
But going through it, like the guys and the girls that I served with and like got to know in that team, there is no other team I rather would have been with at Hillsong than Chairs team. Yeah. And it was so dope because it's not what you're doing, it's why you're doing it. And
who you're doing it for.
Exactly. And there's a possibility that somebody that you just set that chair out for, that person that might sit in that seat tonight might be saved.
Yeah, let's go.
And so like if you're given Chairs team to go serve and you're serving or you're setting up 70 chairs in the youth building here, that's because you put those chairs out. Somebody that is going to sit in that seat is going to be saved.
Well, and why did Christ come? He didn't come to be served. He came to serve. You know, and we see that. That's who Jesus. I mean, he was washing feet. You know what I mean? He. I mean, beyond just washing feet, that was. We always, but Jesus washed feet. Okay, yes, he did. But he also gave his whole life. Like, you want to talk about sacrifice? Yeah. Like, yes, washing feet was a big deal. But in comparison to dying, I mean, he demonstrated washing feet is the easiest that we can do. That's
straight up.
We always put it. Oh, but even Jesus washed feet. Okay, that's bottom level. Like, let's wash some feet, you know. Yeah. And I just let's serve and in the attitude we do it. Colossians 3:17 is one of my life verses. Whatever you do or say, let it be a representation of Jesus Christ. All the while, giving thanks to God our Father. Yeah. Thank you, God. I'm going to represent who Jesus is.
Yeah. You don't have to do this. We get to do this.
Boom. Drop that mic.
Boom.
Well, we should wrap it up.
Should we?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
come serve with us.
Come serve with us at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights at
Alive Youth Church.
Alive Youth Church.
We're all summer. Just because we don't have school.
Long, baby.
We're here. Summer's where youth group really picks up. We're going to have lots of fun.
The
weather's going to be cooperative. Weather's going to be warm. And the barbecue will be hot. So join us. And then join us Sunday mornings, 9 and 11 a.m. And our services. And then we have coming up at the end of June,
Lions Den, baby. It's so much fun. High school, college age guys. See you there. No more details. Just be there because it's going to be dope. It's always so much fun. And, we'll see you there. So follow Lions Den WSFC on Instagram. Follow Alive WSFC on Instagram. Follow VIP Girls Conf on Instagram. And,
And that's it. Again, thanks for season 1. We'll see ya.
It's been awesome, everybody.
Season 2.
Peace out.